Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Baccarat for Life. Before getting into the Baccarat table, I always want to give you guys a tip. Whenever you're about to bet on the table, just always read the table first before placing any bet, and never bet immediately. Always, place two virtual bets in your mind. Think, okay, this is what I want to bet. Will I win or not? If you win those two bets, the virtual bets, that means it's a good table. If not, ignore the table and see what happens. But another tip is when if tie happens, the game normally changes. So anytime you see a tie, never place a bet. And next thing is always play when there's a 30, 35 hands already dealt. So that means you can actually have a good read on the table. So let's see. Let's get into table. So this table looks good. Yeah. All right. Let's see what we have here. All right. It's loading. Okay. So this table looks like if you read the table from the back, so there's a chop chop, then 2 2 1. So another player or banker, maybe we don't know, but I like the banker this hand because, or let's see, I like the banker, but let's see what happens. 3 3. Here you go. See, good. So the reason why I put a banker, if you see here in the sticks, so there was a four green, four blue, one red, four blue. So I was expecting another red here. And so this is a table that's the expected table, right? So now we're gonna watch if the banker hits. So the next bet is the player, really good player. So this is the expected table. So that means even there's a, it breaks the chart, it will go up to four. So what that I mean, like for example, there's another banker. There's a 99% chance there will be another banker after that. So for me, I would place a bet on player for now because it's a pattern, right? 2 1 2, so it's a good pattern. But if it breaks the pattern, I will double my bet on the banker. So this time I will place a bet on player. Let's see. There you go. So you see, it's following the pattern. So this is a good table and it's a good pattern. So I win this bet. The next bet, I will wait because this is kind of tricky, but I will place a bet on banker. The reason why, if the player hits, so it still follow the pattern, I will go the double on the banker. So this time I go banker, $50, $100, whatever your minimum bet. So I will bet that. So let's see. Here you go. So player hit, so that means the pattern. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna double my bet on the banker because I lost the previous bet, and because this is a good pattern. So even player hit, there's a really high chance that they're gonna be fourth player. But this time I'm gonna double my bet on banker. If I lose banker, then I'm gonna double my bet on the player because this is a good pattern. So it always follow, right? So player hits, it's a tie. So this is the problem. This is what I always tell you guys. If tie comes, the game changes. So normally what I do, if I lose a bet, I always put a tie in my next previous bet. So the bet, so if it covers. So it was a good banker. If you see, it was a natural eight, and the tie came. So now I wouldn't bet, but if I would go banker. But this is tricky one because the tie happens, so I don't know. So here you go. So because of the tie, the game changed. But as I said, this is a good table, and it was falling pattern. So even as a player, for me, I would go player because so if you see it was following a pattern 2 2 1 2, so the chances for having a fourth player here is really good. So if I bet, I will bet player. The bet I was supposed to bet on the last time, but I recovered on tie, so I never bet after tie. So there you go, tie again. So this is what happens, tie again. So every time I lose, I go tie, and this is how I recover my money. So the tips I told you in the beginning, always bet tie if you lost your previous bet. So now it's getting weird. It's two ties. It's really bad, and I wouldn't bet. Well, I'm gonna wait because this is not good hand. This is not good shoe. Because I would go player, but I think it's a banker. I don't know. Let's see. It's a player. So even there was ties, it actually followed. But I wouldn't have bet on this player because it was really dangerous bet. So now I wouldn't continue on this table because there was two ties, back to back. The pattern changes, so now we don't know if it's gonna follow or it's gonna, you know, uh, start breaking the pattern. So we don't know. So I will skip and I will go to the next bet. All right. So this is actually good. So the banker hit, and so we're gonna wait. At this bet, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see if banker hits. If the banker hits, the second banker comes, that means it's a good pattern. It's still following the pattern. So that means those tie didn't make a big difference. But if didn't go banker, then it's gonna be a tricky one. So let's see what happens. So it looks like it's a banker. Here you go. So banker hits, and this is good news. All right. So this is good, very good. Let's see what happens next. So because this is the end of the table, the chances it's gonna follow a pattern. So do not go away from the pattern. Always follow the pattern. All right, this is good. So the player hit, and so this is the player, and it was following pattern. So I would go player on this hand. So 95% this is a natural hand. So if you're going, go player or tie, because tie every time when you're supposed to win, tie comes. So I would go player and tie. Let's see what happens. All right, here you go, nine. We win. Player win. This is what happens, right? So those two tie help us, and it follow the pattern, and we're good. So now, because it was a tie player with a 2-9, so I'm thinking it's another tie or player. Let's see what happens because the pattern is 2-2, so I wouldn't go player. I wouldn't bet on this. I just bet tie and see what happens. All right, so let's see. Six. See? So the pattern break. 2-2. It didn't go 2-2. So that's what I said. Maybe it's a player. So it happened. The player hit, right? But I didn't bet it because it wasn't, good for me because I don't like to break the pattern. So far it's good, guys. I hope you like the videos. And I've been like two, three hands. That's more than enough for me because I always said do not bet for a long time. Always take a break. If you win two, three hands, that's more than enough. And so yeah, you see, it was supposed to clear, but the banker hit because I already went two, three hands. I wouldn't continue on this shoe because this is a tricky one, and I would have lost because I would have go player, but I didn't bet because this is where I stop. So hopefully you liked my video. If you want to understand the table better, if you want me to, include something else, want me to make a video much better, if you think there's improvement I need, please let me know. I'm open to take advices, and and we will see where we can go from there. And I will keep posting the videos on this Baccarat, and let's see where we go. Thank you everyone for watching the video, and please don't forget to subscribe and continue waiting for my new videos.